Hey guys, I'm E. McMinn and this is Pat's Who I Am. Hey, today I want to talk about riding the upward spiral. Okay, so riding the upward spiral. The idea is that I have obviously been talking about emotions a lot recently on my channel. And just because I find with all the spiritual content that's out there, a lot of the things you can be listening to, ultimately, there's a lot of overcomplication and there can be a lot of noise as a result. And so today, talking about riding the upward spiral, it's just this idea of when you care about how you feel, what you're doing is you're actually caring about your own alignment. So I referenced Abraham Hicks in my last video. There's this idea that we are both physical and non-physical in nature, and that as a result, I can either be in alignment with myself or I can be out of alignment with myself. And the idea there is when I'm experiencing negative emotion, I'm more and more out of alignment with myself. And experiencing positive, I'm in. So it's not about faulting myself for when I'm out of alignment. It's just when I care about how I feel more than anything else, I can steadily improve how I feel moment to moment to moment. And before long, I will find that I'm getting better and better because I care about it more than anything else. Not that I don't care about my job or my relationships or my loved ones, but in knowing that when I care about how I feel first, I put myself in the optimal place, the place of alignment, where everything else in my life is going to go so much more smooth. Everything's going to work out in a much better way. So when I care about how I feel, I get better and better about guiding myself up the emotional scale based on where I'm focusing. So this is the key here. Where we're focusing, and therefore what we're thinking about, determines how we're feeling. I like to simplify it by just saying focus on the emotions, because we can trick ourselves saying, oh, I'm thinking positively. But if you're quote unquote thinking positively and you feel bad, well, guess what? You're actually focused in the opposite direction of what you're saying. So by caring about how I feel, I get to start riding this upward spiral, which is regardless of whatever emotional state I'm at now, I get to always be steadily improving it. And then boom, what's going to happen is when I ride that upward spiral consistently, I'm going to be living at the top of the emotional scale, joy, we could call it, consistently. Joy, we could call it joy, love, knowledge, clarity, appreciation. These are all great words. And what's going to happen is I'm going to realize, my God, I feel so fulfilled when I ride the upward spiral consistently. As I said, you get to live in joy consistently. You're going to feel so fulfilled. You're not going to really go looking for something to complete you. And the irony is that's when your match to living more and more and more of an amazing life. The people you meet, the interactions you have, the experiences you have, the experiences in business or in your career or with your cats or your dogs or your kids or your grandparents or your loved ones, with your studies, your hobbies, etc., are just going to get more and more amazing. But the irony is it's only reflecting how good you're already feeling. Right? So that's the paradox. That's why you don't really need to care that much about your goals. I know that's kind of funny, but it's true. When you care more about how you feel than the external conditions you're in, you're going to start riding that upward spiral more and more and more. And that builds more and more upward momentum where you're moving up that emotional scale. That's what I mean by that. So you're going to find yourself in joy more and more and more of the time. And that's when you're in total alignment with who you are. That's when you're showing up as who you truly are, right? There is nothing better than that. I have experienced a lot of amazing things in my life. I've traveled all over the world. I've dated professional athletes. I've dated models. I've dated amazing women that had amazing professions, that seemed like they should have been famous for no apparent reason other than, how awesome they were. I've had a lot of great experiences, but at the heart of it, the common denominator was the consistent joy I was feeling. And so all of those things were just a reflection of the joy I was feeling. And there had been other times in my life when I wasn't consistently riding that upward spiral, and that's okay. It taught me that when the wheels fall off the bus, they fall all the way off. And I all of a sudden found myself living in, very different life, right? So that's why I have this channel. It's simpler than we think. So don't take my word for it. Just start caring about how you feel more than anything else. One, you're going to get as a result of that. So it's really just one step. Care about how you feel more than anything else and guide your focus accordingly, gently. That's going to lead to the second piece, which is you're going to start riding that upward spiral consistently. And then 3 is going to lead to you're going to be at the top of the scale. Joy consistently. By the way, joy is always expanding. So it's not like you get to the top and then you're done. No, you're always going higher and higher and higher. You're always expanding. So when you're in joy, you're in alignment with that expansion. So you feel more and more amazing every moment. And you start showing up in a way that really affects people. People really start to go, wow. Like I've had people say, Ian, you just got a vibe about you. And I go, oh, thanks. Really just selfishly caring about how I feel. But that's how it works. That's how it works. And if you just focus on that, you stop trying to compensate with action all the time. You just focus on caring about how you feel, lead to consistently living in joy, as said. And the only actions you're going to take are going to be ones you're excited to take. Oh, I feel like doing this. I feel like doing that. I feel like, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. I feel just like doing these great actions that are expressions of my joy. It's not to get to joy, it's to express it. And that's when life is so, so amazing. And it just never ends. There's always another joyful moment to have. You get to be that super annoying person that's just so happy so much of the time because you care about how you feel. And you're going to be the person that when the going gets tough in a given moment, you know how to withdraw and into yourself and feel your way back into alignment. So you're going to get to be a role model, yet again, not by trying to proselytize or talk about any of this stuff. Keep it all to yourself, for crying out loud. Unless you want to start a YouTube channel like me, then feel free. But, people have to want to click on your video to watch you, right? So they choose. You're not putting it on anybody. But more than anything, you're going to keep it to yourself probably, and you're just going to care about how you feel. And even when you get bent out of shape and miffed and in a negative state, people are going to witness how you withdraw into yourself, you feel, you get back into alignment, and they're going to be so inspired. Just by being you're not even looking to convince anybody of anything. You're not even focused on them. You're focused on yourself. That's the beauty of all of this. So I know things are interesting in the world right now. I have some family in LA. I know things are kind of loco, but care about how you feel more and more all the time. You'll be in that upward spiral more and more all the time. You'll be in joy more and more all the time. And merrily, 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 life is but a dream. You will be a shining light for everybody without even trying. To folks in LA, to folks anywhere else, okay? I love you guys. I'm Ian McMinn. This is Path to I Am. I hope you enjoyed this today. This was Riding the Upward Spiral. All right, take care, guys.